like my tube journey to work. You managing it?
Evening. Evening. How's everyone? It's a lot of rain. So, here we are. Before we start, I need to explain a couple of things. The outfit, I'm sorry about it. This isn't what I'm wearing in the show. I've got a costume for the show. So this, I just didn't want to reveal a costume in the interval. So this is, if anything, it's a bonus. I think this is, it's just an opportunity to see some very thin chins. Take that. They're amazingly thin chins. So that's this. Secondly, fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun, but there is a but. There's always a but. It's not going to be sort of fun. You know, it's not fun. It's going to be more sort of hard work. Fun, that sort of fun. It's going to be a lot of effort. So what we're going to do, we're going to try to recreate an entire human life in an hour. So that's 79 years in 60 minutes. We'll go through about 1 year every 45 seconds, so there's a lot to get through. And we'll count through the years. We'll start at 0 and end up on 79. So what you're looking at there is actually the end of the show. That's not that's just a glimpse of the future. That's just what we're working towards. So just take a look at that, and you can just imagine it will be worth it. When that comes up at the end, that'll be an exciting moment. It's a pie chart. Of course it is, a pie chart. It's a pie chart made up of different aspects of human life, and there's some circles. So that's what we're working towards in the next hour. Okay, so that's what we're working towards. Finally, the last point is really just for you, just to keep concentrating. I think just once we start the process, because it is a process more than a show. When we start the process, we can't stop the process. It's like life itself. We can't stop it. So once we start, we can't stop. I can't stress that enough. So try to, if you're involved, just try to keep it pithy. You know, just on the ball, keep it on the ball. And just, if you feel, it's unlikely, but if you feel the need to applaud, I think maximum of 5. And only if otherwise you do it for hours and you just look slightly simple. So just, I think 5 claps, and we all know what you mean by the claps. So I think 3. I mean, I say maximum of 3. I've changed my mind. Maximum of 3 claps, unless it's something that's absolutely sort of brilliant. So at the end do 4. You know. So what we'll do, we'll start off. We've got an hourglass. We'll turn the hourglass over, then applaud twice. Applaud twice. Then we'll have a costume change, and then we get going. Is that all right? That's a lot of rain. All a lot of rain. I'll say that twice more, I think, because there is an awful lot of rain. Okay. So the hourglass goes over, then it's just like that, and then the costume change, and then off we go. So it's pretty good stuff. I think have your hands ready. And the key is, and yours are too close together, Sid. The key is, there's going to be at least a foot between them, otherwise the noise, because you've only got 2, the first has to count, okay? So that's much better, much better. But I think you've gone up too early, because it's not for another couple of minutes. But you had the right distance. Now, I was exaggerating, yeah. Okay, we go. So, very good.
7 years in the bathroom.
So I read recently that the average man, if there is such a thing as it's a nebulous concept, the average man, but if there is such a thing as the average man, then let's give him a name. What's your name, sir?
Tom.
Tom. Well, I read recently that in Tom's life, Tom will spend 7 years in the bathroom. 7 years, Tom. Probably slightly more. Well, no, exactly 7 years. There's a lot of research that's gone into the show, and the show is called 7 years in the bathroom, not slightly more. So you will spend 7 years in the bathroom. You will also live till 79 years old. And from those 2 statistics, I've worked out that Tom will spend 72 years not in the bathroom. And that to me is quite a thought. Tom will spend 72 years strolling free from the bathroom, 72 years uncloseted. He'll just be wandering around, not even thinking about the bathroom. And I think there's an argument, Tom, for doing the whole lot in one go. I think just get it out of the way. Just do the 7-year stretch and never think about it. It'll just be so much simpler. You never have to even factor in the bathroom. You can convert your bathroom, Tom. It's tempting, isn't it? It is tempting. And that's what we're going to do in the show. We're going to do one thing at a time. Because I think life's too complicated at the moment. We're going to start off from the bathroom and move on. I find life cluttered currently, Tom. Do you find it cluttered?
Yes.
Same as me? Because it is, isn't it? People say things like, oh, it's been one thing after another today. You said that before. It's been one thing after another. For me, that's a good day. Because at least it's not, at least there's no clashes. At least it's sequential, Because sometimes it's 2 things after, or 2 things at the same time as another 2 things. And that, not in this show. In this show, it'll be one thing literally after another. Bathroom, And then the next, because I like life like this, that's what I want life to be like. When I have breakfast, I do one thing after another. I never mix my breakfast. If I have a fry-up, it's always bacon, baked beans, eggs, soft-boiled eggs, hash browns, mushrooms, toast. That order, always, alphabetical. Always alphabetical. And this show will also be alphabetically. That's why we started in the bathroom. We started with the top of the alphabet, because Tom's not the sort of man who'll do anything beginning with A, are you, Tom? You're not really an abseiler, are you, Tom? Not an abseiler. One auction. Not going to make a dent. If life was an hour, the auction wouldn't be factored in with it. Do you do anything beginning with A, Tom? Visit your aunt, that was under V, so it wouldn't, I don't think... Analyse, yeah. How often do you analyse?
Brush your teeth for 2.5 months.
How often do you analyse? When you're honestly analysing, I don't think... you do that as part of the job. Analysing will come under employment. That's it. Never have to brush your teeth again. For the rest of his life, never brush his teeth again. It's a better system, isn't it? It's a better system of life. There are some things I won't be able to do. I should make this clear. I'm going to try to do everything in Tom's life, but there are certain things that will automatically overlap that I can't control. Like, sometimes somebody will call Tom on the telephone when he's in the bathroom. Does this happen?
I used to take my phone in.
You don't take the phone in with you? But for the purpose, again, yes, it does. What and it makes you feel vulnerable, doesn't it? It's frustrating. You feel at risk. Suddenly you're on the phone and in the bathroom. You don't know which one. So there are certain things like that that you're going to do. These are called extracurricular activities. I'm going to ask you to do these. For example, if you end up all the time in Tom's life.
1 year, eyes shut.
All shut your eyes, please. If you're all the time, everyone shut your eyes. If you're all the time in Tom's life when his eyes are shut during blinking, it adds up to 1 year. So you're going to keep your eyes shut for a year, if that's all right. So just 45 seconds, keep them shut. I'm still in the bathroom. I'll keep representing Tom in the bathroom. Keep your eyes shut, please.
Naked for 8 months.
I'm now going to get just keep your eyes shut. Another 8 months of nakedness. I'm now naked. Keep your eyes shut. Keep your eyes shut if you can. Tom's got lovely eyelids, I should say, sort of mobile. No eyelids. Yours aren't shut at all, are they, sir? Not at all. Yeah, it's quite a size, isn't it? Quite a size. It's not one of the best. Not one of the best bodies, it's not one of the best. I don't really feel like after it, but I like it. Another couple of months with your eyes shut, please. Look at yours, you've got
Not naked.
I'm now not naked, but you've still got your eyes shut. You've still got your eyes shut. Now with glasses.
Eyes open.
Open your eyes, and that's that over. Tom will never be naked again in his life. So that's it. Nudity is over. We're only naked for 8 months in our lives. Isn't it? You didn't peek at all, did you, Tom? I was only gazing at you. I was just staring at you and naked. It was wonderful. I was naked watching Tom. If you did look, I don't blame you, because the human body it's interesting, the human body. We've only got one each. One each. Worth looking at your own one. I look at mine. We look in the mirror for a year of our lives. And I'm surprised that's not more time. I look at mine for hours every day. I stare. What I do, I get so obsessed. I get drawn into my face. Because you've got a beard as well. Quite a good one. And I sort of treat mine like a garden. I sort of prune and weed. In the morning I sort of get stuck in. And then I find out myself, my attention gets caught by my tongue quite early on. Because the tongue, I don't know if you ever stared at your tongue for long enough and it starts looking like it's like an animal. And then I stare, then I get quite self-conscious that I'm staring so much in my face that I keep thinking, well, if somebody could see me, they'd think I'm so vain. So then I wink. It's more to reassure myself that I'm not. I sort of wink at myself, and then I blush because of the wink. Because I'm embarrassed by the wink.
4 years in a car.
4 years in a car. Have you got a car, Tom? For the purposes, remember? Yes, you've got a car. You've got a car. Of course you've got a car. 4 years.
Think you drive. How many miles do you think you drive? In total, how many miles do you drive?
Quickly.
How many miles do you
Very
drive?
quickly. Here we go. 400,000 miles. Not far off. 400,000 miles. That's the first song. There are a few statistics in the show which I think are quite sort of mind-blowing. So incredible statistics. But sometimes if you just say a statistic, it'll get lost in the fabric of the show. Whereas if you write quite a good song about them, it will stay in the mind more. And that song was called How Many Miles Do You Think You Drive? And it's incredible, 400,000 miles. But normally that's broken up into these piddly journeys to and from the shops. I think better if you do an epic 400,000 mile road trip at the age of 7. That's a better way to do it. Because currently I find the human system frustrating. Currently, the first 10 years of your life, you're not allowed to have fun. You're not allowed to drive in a car. Similarly, and worse probably, the last 10 years of your life, you're not encouraged to drive. You're encouraged to sit in a room in an old people's home. The last 10 years of your life, you should be celebrating. You should be out on the street. You should be in the sunshine. But particularly the first 10 years, I think it'd be great if these kids were just sent out 400,000 miles. You could go around the world 18 times. They've learned so much. They've come back better people. You could go around. I don't think I would go around the world. What I would do in that situation, I'd go around the M25 2,300 times. That would be my option. Because I like circles, and also I'm keen on road safety. I think I want to keep, not for anyone else, but for my personal, I like my car, and I would be keen not to lose it. I lost my car recently, Tom. The car broke. I filled it up with diesel, accidentally, which nightmare. I mean, it is a diesel car, but I filled it up through the window. I accidentally, I literally filled it to the top. So I realised what one hole, and it was sodden. So I lost the car and had to get the bus.
6 months at traffic
Get
lights.
the bus for a while, and things like, I like the car because of things like traffic lights. In a car, you can be next to somebody. You can be about sort of arms distance away from somebody, but you don't have to interact. I was at traffic lights recently. I looked across, and the passenger in the car next to me had the same face as me, pretty much exactly the same face, which was amazing. And I obviously went, "Wow, that's incredible." In a bus, that would be awkward. He would have heard this, but in a car, I didn't hear it. He then looked over, and it was so similar that I winked. I think because of muscle memory, I went, but luckily I caught myself, and he drove off. And I kept the eye down.
Some traffic jams.
So we didn't notice the wing. Traffic jams. You don't have to do this, of course, Tom. You don't have to live like this. You can change. You can get a motorbike. No traffic jams, but it literally halves your life expectancy. You can get. This is my uncle Joe. My uncle Joe, for 1 year, travelled only by ostrich. It's genuinely true. My great uncle lives in Norwich, and he travelled only by ostrich. From that time, so
Be at work for 10 years.
this is extra trick. I need somebody to be at work. So you're just so primarily placed. And I am going to say primarily placed. You're primarily placed. Do you mind just sitting in this chair here, so and going to work for 10 years of the show? You're just going to, there's a little sort of canvas situation. Just paint a portrait of me. So what's your name, sir? Mark. And you look, doesn't he look? He looks like an artist. You look like this is going to be one hell of a portrait. So just sort of get stuck in this. What you know is the drill. You know the drill, Mark? Just get stuck and I'll see you in 10 years. Perfect. I'll actually see you in 6 years. I'll see you in 6 years. If you go to work for 10 years, only actually work for 4 years of that time. The rest of the time you're staffing.
45 days at the cinema. Very nearly 2 years cooking.
Not a lot of time in the cinema, is it? What do you prefer? What do you prefer? Cinema or bathroom? What do you prefer? Cinema or bathroom?
Bathroom.
Bathroom. Well, you've got your priorities right. That's most people in that situation say cinema because it's better, and then I encourage them to spend more time. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I'm of the opinion that the Rustler's Burger is probably the pinnacle of human achievement currently. I think when they dig up our remains in years to come, they'll find the Rustler's Burger. And they'll come to the conclusion that this is pretty much the best that we've done, because they'll find them in, they don't go off, so they'll still be fine. I honestly think these are some of the best things ever invented. Meanwhile, I think so. Do you mind just touching that onion, and then just drilling a nice sort of deep, just a nice deep, just straight down the center, and straight away, he's done it before, straight away, he's using his knees as a vice. Straight away. There was no hint, I didn't say, I didn't even mouth, straight in, and now just a little bit of a well, turn into a well if you can. So, this is how cavemen used to live. More than half their lives, more than half their day spent preparing, cooking, and then putting out the fire. A lot of time, 2 hours putting out the fire. So a lot of time was spent with food, whereas us, the Rustler's Burger condenses that into 2 minutes, so it's a perfect achievement. Now what we want there, so the next one goes cooking, crying, cuddling. So we need a nice, just a couple of drops, you just check a couple of, and then you're going to hold it over my eye, and the drops are going to
Cry for 5 days.
Yeah.
Cuddle for 6 days. And then get dressed for 1.5 years. Cry.
Perfect, and then, look. It was a lovely couple. We've had the first technical problem. There will be 2 technical problems in the show, so we're halfway through. What we'll do, we'll just press pause. You'll probably see the old. I don't know quite what happened. It's shit computer, so it's fine. What we'll do, I'll just wait. You'll see that. Ironically, it's kind of what the show. There's a lot of graphics. Oh right, we're fine. So we'll just go back to the end of cooking.
I am off stage getting dressed.
Not quite getting dressed, but we'll just, that's a hint of what's to come. Let's get to the end of cooking. And remember that there's that hourglass there, so we'll all be slightly off kilter from now. And that's helping, yeah.
Cry for 5 days. Cuddle for 6 days. And then get dressed for 1.5 years.
Have you got the onion?
Cry.
Just so I can chuck it.
Cuddle.
Okay, cool. Get dressed. Mark, can you just cover on until you get dressed?
Getting dressed. I am off stage getting dressed. I have almost got dressed now. Yes, I'm dressed. Here I come because I'm dressed.
Sorry about that. Normally, it takes 2 years of your life to get dressed. But with this item, you can shave 18 months. Not off, onto that. You can shave 18 months into your life. You can shave 18 months, because it's a full. I'm normally like Mark, I normally just chuck on any old stuff, but now I'm wearing this stuff. And you don't have to think, will it match? It will match. It's blue, it's yellow, it's a pinstripe suit. So right, there we go. The trouble is, it was in the rain and I was completely naked, so it wasn't...
For 2 years.
Done a bit of research. What we drink? 50% water, 20%. That's what we drink. It's basically cider. It's cider. It breaks down to exactly 100 millilitres per hour. And now I'm living my life that way. Every hour I just do another 100 millilitres. I wake up throughout the night and just... constantly a little bit.
Eat!
We'll get through that.
Is it going to be hot? Yeah, very hot. Very hot. I should say, by the way, that this is the average life. I know I've said that already, but this is the average life, not my life. Because in my life, I now have to eat a Rustler's burger every time I do this show. So I would eat more Rustler's burgers than is average. So if this show represented my life, I'd have to eat more Rustler's burgers in this bit. Which means that in my actual life I'd end up eating more Rustler's burgers, which means that in the show I'd have to eat more Rustler's burgers, which again would mean that in my life I'd end up eating more Rustler's burgers. So the show would mainly end up with me eating Rustler's burgers throughout the show, because my life would become eating Rustler's burgers, which wouldn't be ideal, because as you can see Rustler's burgers are very hot and very hard to eat, and also they don't taste very nice.
There we go. I will get through it.
4 years of actual employment.
Finally it worked. So let's have a little glimpse of what we've done here. Seriously. It's incredible. It's lovely.
How much money do you think you earn? How much money do you think you earn? In total, how much money do you think you earn? Quickly, how much money do you earn?
1.5 million pounds. It's a lot, isn't it? The average man earns 1.5 million pounds. 1.5 million pounds. But at the moment, that sort of comes in again in dribs and drabs. Better to be given a cheque at the age of 19 for 1.5 million pounds than spend the rest of your life just gradually spending 1.5 million pounds. A better system. So let's see if we can raise some funds. I'm going to auction this painting. We will do auctions. So we're going to auction this painting. Who wants to start the video before you've even seen it? At £1. Just a pound. I've signed it. So it's a sell portrait for £1. Anyone want to get the portrait? Yeah, you've seen it. It's lovely. We're going to go higher than £1. We have to go up in multiples of pounds. £2, Katie. Okay, £2. You've not even seen it yet. Look at that. It's not bad, is it? £2. Right, it's 30 seconds left. Anyone want to go higher than £2? £3. The canvas is worth £3. We're now up to the value of the canvas. How much? £4. £4.50. It's going to be up in multiples of pounds. So £4.50. £4.50. 15 seconds left. Are you out of the window? You could just knock one off, can you, I suppose? £4.50. £5. The first note. We've reached the first note. Is it going to be stuck on a £5? Wait, £6? £7. £8. £9. £10. Okay, so they're £10. I do need the money. As quick as we can. So £10. We're well up, Mark. We're well up. The average person will earn 1.5 million. That breaks down to £2.20 every hour of your life. So £10. Don't have to work for the next 3 hours. Pretty good. Just wait for that cash to come in. Oh, there it is. Do you mind just grabbing that one? Mark. So, there we are. So, Uncle Joe, we'll come back to Uncle Joe occasionally. He works as a chicken farmer in Norwich. He was known as the chicken man in Norwich. Anyone from Norwich? if you were, you may have heard this chicken man called Joe, my great uncle. Not actually a relative, but we've sort of.
Exercise for 2 years.
Right,
I'm going to show you some exercises. So take a chair, it needs to be quite solid to support you. Face towards the chair, bend your knees slightly and lean forward slightly on one leg. Now lift the foot and squeeze the foot and lift the foot. One more. Excellent. Watch that position of the foot. And now let's swing everything around. Slowly. Excellent. Now we're going to place hands behind our head and squeeze your backside together using the muscles around your mouth. And relax your backside to have a little rest. Now we're going to go on to all fours. Remember to have a glass of water handy. Now slowly lift your head and shoulders just a little bit like that. Now just arch your spine. Just tilt those hips forward a little bit. Lovely, lovely arch. Make that leg as long as you can make it. When you get to the point of mild discomfort, then you just carry on. Now let's go to level 3. Make sure your feet are elbow width apart. Push your hips back and step and bend your leg up behind you. 1, 2, clap, swing everything around. 1, 2, go on to all fours. Sit up nice and straight, and that's it.
Perfect, not perfect. So hobbies, I'm not great on hobbies. Hobbies, I just find difficult. I collect leaves. I collect leaves. Not on purpose. They sort of gather. I've got hundreds. I used to collect crash mats. I had a collection of crash mats. Well, I moved on to leaves. Still, it's always nice to have something to. So the average man said one joke every 6 hours. So I do half a joke every other show. So
4 years of housework.
Come back and hobbies. Do you have any hobbies? Fishing. The average man goes fishing, which I think is fine. I just about understand it. Housework, meanwhile, this is the one statistic that really shocked me. I mean, apart from the cider, this has been the only thing that's maybe changed the way I live my life. Because 4 years of housework. I think if you get to the end of your life and you get a bill itemising how much time you spent on each activity and said 4 years on house, you'd be furious, wouldn't you? You'd toss it up, it can't be. It is 4 years because the tea bags and the coffee granules. It's 4 years. 4 years, and I think it's a good system. I think at the end of every year of your life, you should get given a little list of how much time you spent on each activity, so you can check in. It's something like 3 weeks googling badgers. You think that's too much? I will change the way I live my life. I won't Google badgers so much. It's a better system. So I now don't do housework. I've given up housework. I don't do it, and instead I employ a cleaner. And my life is improved. I've got 3.5 extra years, so I'm now going to employ a cleaner just to clean up the stage. I've got £10 to pay just somebody just to give the stage a little. There's a sort of bit of burger there, some toothpaste, some murky water, which shouldn't be murky. Well, that's drinking water. So if somebody who wants to £10, just buy an easy £10. Just I'm going to give it to this one because he was slightly quicker and he just looks more sort of efficient. And also, I think you did it at the last preview. Yeah, okay. Makes me slightly awkward. So, what's your name, sir? Robert. Robert. If you just Robin.
Robert.
So if you just think you'd want to be a Robin, wouldn't you? You'd prefer to be a Robin. Yeah, of course you did, Robert. But now it's just cleaning now. Just cleaning. And just remember that. I mean, no one has a chair at that sort of angle. So. Meanwhile, hobbies. I mean, fishing I can get tonight. So it's just mainly sitting by a. So, we've got time now. We've just discussed hobbies. We don't have to do the housework. Where are you going? I've been. Just sort of. Well, partly because we still haven't finished with the burger. I've got to finish that burger. So, this is awful. And also, Robert. Can you hide that somewhere on the stage? Just hide it somewhere. It's got to be on the stage, but somewhere where I can't see it. So hobbies. I get fishing. Some people, I can't believe this, some people have a boat. Have you got boats? A boat?
Yes.
You've got a boat? No, for the purposes, no.
Oh.
Some people have boats.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I always knew people had boats. And I went to a harbour the other week. Hundreds of boats! And I can't believe that. How would you ever... Again. The trouble, you employ these people and just tear off with your... I mean, if that chair doesn't move... Did you just... Fair enough. So mainly now... Robert. What's having a boat? How would you have a boat and then carry on with you?
Ill for 2 years.
Bill, the main... you're done, Robert, you're done. Did I pay you already? Have I paid you?
No, you haven't.
Ah, clever. I'm trying to sort of like you less. So, it's just literally moving that and the toothpaste, and then just give the whole thing a mop, and then we're done. The main cause, thank you. The main cause of illness. You had the option of applauding 1 or 2 or 3 times, but you chose none, and I like that. I think when the cleaner goes home, you don't applaud. You don't applaud. You're hurt. So, illness. The main complaint of men in their late 20s, early 30s at the doctors is indigestion, and the indigestion is caused by eating food too quickly and then exercising. So, I genuinely feel that. So I think
Been married for 24 years.
marriage. Now, the average marriage lasts 24 years, and still a divorce and early death. And I think it would be a better system if all marriages lasted 20, and there's a cut-off point after 24 years. So we're going to, if it's all right, John, me and you,
Yeah.
little marriage. Or will you marry me? Is that what just for 24 years, this is the beauty of it, 24 years. Because I asked someone to marry me, I've got a wife, and it's terrifying. No, it's fine. For the purposes, of course. And it's not for the purposes, but it's... Someone write that for the purposes, for us. I'm writing for the purposes. So, what can I call it? Can I change the name of the show? Is that fine? Can I change the name of the show? Excellent, for the purposes. I think better if a marriage, if you knew it was going to only last 24 years, I think that's slightly better, because it's daunting. Asking someone to marry you is terrifying. It's ludicrous, really. Spend the rest of your life with me. If you know it's going to last 24 years, it's more like buying a microwave. You know, you're thinking about it long and hard, but in the end of the day, it's just a microwave, isn't it? So, so maybe 24 years, Tom. 24. What's your surname? I should find out. What's your surname?
O'Dare.
O'Dare. We're definitely having yours. O'Dare. Really? What are you doing this evening? You're going around to see the O'Dares. Yeah, Tom and Alex. Yeah, Tom and Alex. The O'Dares. How do you spell O'Dare?
O''apostrophe.
Yeah, lovely.
D-A-I-G-H-R-E.
Absolutely. You've got almost all of them, haven't you? D-A-I, and then you just carry on. G-H-R-E. D-A. I mean, I'm going to be sort of writing this. I've got to practice my signature. D-A-I. G-H. There's no logic. It's a D-A-I-G-H-R-E.
Yes.
5.5 years on the internet.
D-A-I-G-H-R-E.
Yeah.
Like dare point.
But O. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of comedy. I'm on this one. Currently 16 views, let's up that.
This is worth it, by the way.
I've got one like that. Just the O'Dares. Too much for some though, too much for some. What we did just so you know, at the end of the 24 years, we can start, I'm keen on staying married, obviously now, I'm keen. So what we do, there's a game of paper, scissors, stone, a special game. So I'm keen on all married couples do this special paper, scissors, stone, where if you both do the same, then you stay married. So you can decide, let's both do paper. You stay married. Or, if one of you wins, they get the house. So there's more danger throughout the marriage. So we'll do that after 24 years. So still on the internet. I find the internet too big. I don't know about the rest of you. I find the internet, it's pretty big. 53,000 years. That's how long it would take to read it if you read it every second of those years. So you can know. If you read it every second of your 79 years, you get through 0.08% of the internet. It's big. I think it's too big.
go to school for 12 years.
Madam, do you mind going to school? It's just getting through as much of that as possible. There's a book, it's 1001 questions and answers. Frustrating for the publishers, because they wanted to make it a nice round number, but they just couldn't work out which one, you know. It's too big. I look at 4 pages every day. Probably you're the same. Just look at the same 4 pages. I wake up, look at the same 4 pages. It's huge. It's like living in a forest, and every day you look at the same 4 leaves. It's ridiculous. I look at Google, I look at badges, I look at badges, I look at a bit of porn. And this one, this is a cranker. Have a look at this one, Tom. When you're bored at home, you know, if I'm out late, this is great. This is, well, you can read it. Is it Christmas.com? Is it Christmas.com? It's not bad. Because sometimes you think, is it Christmas? And you check it. It's not yet. Not yet. Keep waiting. Keep waiting for Christmas. So it's all on the internet. So
Just by the way, in 1 year, you're going to have to kiss for 2 weeks.
So what we'll do, for that, I think, if it's all right with you, because of the beards, we don't want to get stuck. We'll do, I think we'll do, because Velcro, you know, there's a lot of Velcro in this, and it's Velcro and magnets. That's all it is, Velcro magnets. We'll do Belgian kissing rather than French. Do you mind doing that? No, Belgian, it's just foreheads. You just kiss each other's foreheads. You get your heads at the right angles. So your head comes out, so the eyes will be together, my lips will be on your forehead, and your lips will be on my forehead.
Like facial 69.
Like facial 69. In fact, it's more than like, it is facial 69. It's not a simile, it's an actual method.
2 weeks kissing, 8 weeks and 2 days laughing,
Just kiss
and
them
12 months looking for lost things. Kiss.
We didn't get the noses right, we didn't get the nose.
Look for lost things.
Okay, so there we go. Come there, kiss. Your nose went right in that eye.
The nose does feel a bit
The onion and then the nose. So I'm now looking for lost things. We've lost any sort of audio, we've lost any sort of picture. So we'll press pause. And this is the second technical. So this is a relief, this is the last one. No idea, the scarf's been found. we are in the sort of. Oh, it's because the wire came out during the kiss. A bloody good kiss, that Tom. It kissed me so hard that the scarf came out. We found the scarf, right? Well, they're searching around. It might be time for me to say, has anyone seen the scarf? Scarf. Yeah, so here it goes. And again, just sort of maybe 2 claps if it comes back on. It's better, isn't it? It's better because we know you approve and then we just move on. Yes, found. So looking for lost things. It's a nice time for that to happen in a way. We spend years of our life looking for lost things. But people think, you know, people say life's too short. It's not too short. We're just basically idiots. That's the main problem. So who hid it again? Mark. Who hid it? Oh no, the cleaner. Where's the cleaner? Fine. Sorry, mate. Robert. Where did you? What we're going to do to find the thing? We're going to do a game of warmer, colder. You play that? It's a brilliant game. If you not play warmer and colder, it's a game where it teaches you like lessons for life. It's fun, but it's like the show. It's fun, but you learn. And in this game, it teaches you that later in your life, if you're ever in a situation where you've lost something, don't know where to find it, but you're with somebody who knows where it is, but they can't talk or move unless referring to temperatures. If you play that game, you know how to deal with that situation. So, Tom, I know it's not here, but is it on top of this?
Cold.
Cold, straight in with the temperature, perfect. And then I move away from that and the temperature will change.
Warmer.
Warmer. Very good. Now I know I'm supposed to. I mean, it's not a spectator sport per se.
Warmer. Very warm.
Yeah,
Positively roasting.
I am positively roasting. I know many players of the game won't go positively roasting until you actually touch it. I could see it, and I felt I maybe sort of factored in the outfit. I mean, so what are you going to say when I actually touch it? Because you might have gone too far. I mean. Ooh.
On fire.
On fire! That was my favourite game of that ever. I played it probably 800 or 900 times, and that was my favourite. So I found the item. So Uncle Joe, the chicken man of Norwich. He was a chicken man, and then he worked out, he factored in. He did his maths.
Just under 5 days in museums.
5 days in a museum. We spend years looking for things we've lost, and then days looking at the things we've found. It's the wrong way. It's the wrong way around. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Uncle Joe, great Uncle Joe. He was a chicken man, and then he worked out. He sold
30 months reading newspapers.
It's 32 months. 32 months. He's gone up 32 months reading newspapers. And my problem with newspapers is they come out. You've probably noticed they come out every single day. And I think there's no justification for that. They come out every single day, and it means that this is the Sun, the biggest selling paper in the country. This is their headline today. third rock from the bum. And what that is, it's quite good. It's a pun, it's quite a hard one. It's a pun on the American sitcom Third Rock from the Sun. Not that popular. And then they've changed sun to bum, which is again, they've gone with the American slang. They've gone with the American slang bum, meaning sort of like a lazy person. So it's Third Rock from the Bum, because Ashley Cole is thinking of buying another ring for Cheryl Cole, who's very pretty, very pretty. So that's why that's the top story. And I mean, it is a lot. It's the third ring. It's big. Third ring. I mean, I bought Rachel 2, so it's one more than. So it is newsworthy. It is third rock, but I mean, we spent 30 months reading about this, and I think maybe we could do it. I think a better system is at the age of 42, 43, you just get all the papers that have ever been printed in your lifetime, just spend 30 months reading them, form your opinions, and move on. I think that's all you need to do with your life. Occasionally there is a newsworthy thing. My uncle made the news. We'll tie this in eventually. My Uncle Joe, he got this ostrich, and because he used to sell a dozen eggs a day, made just enough money to live on. Then he thought, if I get an ostrich, I can sell 1 egg a day, my life will be easier. But the egg didn't emerge. The ostrich didn't lay. The ostrich turned out to be a retired one that you could ride from South Africa. You can get these ones that you can ride, so it didn't lay. And very frustrating, obviously very frustrating. But he was just pleased that he got an ostrich. He kept saying, I intercepted it. That's all he ever said. I intercepted it in the 50s. So we got this ostrich, and he started riding it. He started
Do nothing for 1.5 years. Spend 3 months opening jars.
What? No, it's not. Husband, get it open if you want. Get it open. Get your big forearm around that. That's it. Straight left, my husband. Just like pop. Yeah. The O'Dares.
Stand in a queue for 2 years.
Queue. Right, we need a queue. I think probably if you 4 there, can you just queue up down the middle of the room? So queue down the middle of the room. So just queue down the middle of the room. But start. No, I think sort of back a bit. That's it. So queue down the middle of the room, and then the person at the front of the queue, when it's a nice queue, just go out of the room, and then count to 5, and then come back in, and everyone will sort of greet you with cheering. There you go. When he's back, wait there, sir. Queue, you don't just sort of rush in, do you? Wait till he's back. Wait till he's back, count to 5, and when he's back, then you can have a go as well. It's due to have a go out there. Wait, he's not back, is he? Hey! Back to the queue, back to the There you go, just get a little bit wet and then love a good queue. Love a good queue. Have a look, Tom, have a look at the queue. Feel free to join the queue if anyone else wants to join the queue. Go in, count slowly, isn't it? Go on the back of the queue. Go on the back of the queue. Remember, if you're out there when we move on from queues, you have to stay out there. We always lose someone at this stage. Maybe if you have a go, man, could you come on with a bit more sort of... that was a bit nutty. So with a bit more, maybe shut the door and really fling it open. Maybe use the letterbox. Use the letterbox. Read books. Oh, she's gone. I lost it. Just boo her. Boo. Oh, rubbish. Absolutely. Restaurants. Right, restaurants. Just sort of tuck in. Put a finger in there. Just get involved with the cranberries. So, Uncle, let's take the opportunity. Uncle Joe, great Uncle Joe, got this ostrich. Didn't lay an egg, and he got more and more frustrated, but he managed to ride this ostrich around Norwich until he got banned. He got banned from riding the ostrich.
In 6 months, you're going to have sex for 55 days.
And again, it's not easy. The main tactic here is keep hold of the cranberries and the clock, and I'm just going to, I think it's simple, I'm going to lunge and you're going to cope. It's normally what I do, and I've got 2 kids. It sort of works. So, it's just going to be lunging from a height and then coping with a smile. Lunge and cope. So we've got, and that's for 55 days. A lot more than kissing. So we just
55 days of sex.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. So sorry about the knee. The knee went right in your thigh. Was it alright?
I think it hurt you more than it hurt me.
It did, yeah. It hurt my feelings, actually. Because I looked at your face and you had your eyes open throughout, and that's upsetting. Shopping. So Uncle Joe, very quick, Uncle Joe. Obviously, well, got to stop the speeding. We'll cut this short. He got stop the speeding. Did 15 and 30 on the roster. They do 59 miles an hour maximum. They don't have brakes. So they did 15. Got back, and then he would walk everywhere. He decided only to walk with the ostrich from that point. Is it all right, honestly? Because it was straight in there. It was straight. I've got really bony ones. You've seen the shins, and it was
24 years
fine.
of sleep.
Not really. We don't do that enough in our lives to really warrant doing that. We'll just chuck things at this point. So sleeping, 24 hours of sleep. Who's got little kids? Anyone got little children? Or anyone sleepy? Is anyone sleepy? Same thing. Anyone sleepy? Who's the most sleepy? Who's the most sleepy? Or who's nearest this? Not the cleaner. Who's the nearest? So, do you mind just having a little nap? 24 years? Yeah, just come up to the stage. What's your name? John. Of course it is. So what we've got, what I've got here from it's a multi-mat.
Oh, cool.
It's a multi-mat. What they mean by that is it's a mat.
Yes.
And it's pretty good because you'll see it's almost exactly the same length as a human, but not quite. But it's not. It's also, John, it's self-inflating. You'll listen to this. And that's the air rushing into the multi-mat. Very slow. Oh, it's quick enough. It's quick enough. We've got 24 years. And that's inflated. So you're just going to lie on that, John. That sort of thing. So just lie on that. 24 years of sleep from you, if that's all right. 24 years. Try not to, just tuck yourself to sleep.
Sit down for 20 years.
I'll just sit next to you. Sit fine. Sit at your head. Oh, watch out for that scarf.
13 years and 4 months of television.
Don't worry about that. The TV will be on. You just calm down. I knew where I put the scarf this time. I sort of did a mental warm and colder with the scarf. Got the scarf. That'll come in. You don't always raise up the scarf. I sort of don't really think about scarf so much. Right, so I'll sit here. Can you just drop off? Scarf. I'll read you some facts about sleep, which will send you off. Try to keep your eyes shut. A little dream. Okay, so the average person sleeps for almost a third of their life. By the way, if you recognise any of these theme tunes, don't shout them out, obviously, because he's trying to sleep. You can just whisper them out. Whisper them out. So the average person sleeps for almost a third of their life. That's a lot, isn't it? If you've got a microwave and 20 minutes out of every hour.
Go outside for 8 years.
Man on the end of the queue, do you mind just leaving just for 8 years? Do you mind spending 8 years outside? 8 years. Is that right? So it's about 5 minutes. When this timer goes off, you can back in. And if you just bring back a couple of leaves, 5 leaves would be great. The battery pop out with a hold on, so pop that back in. 5 different leaves.
Listen to music for 2 years.
Yeah, that's not ideal, is it? Not ideal. Who wants to listen to music? Maybe 2 months ago, do you want to put them on? There should be something coming through, but probably not because of the technical difficulties, which I underestimated. Nothing. Yeah, you would think that will stop flickering. Yeah. Oh, dear. Oh. Yeah, is it blue? Blue's good.
Leave school.
Right, you're leaving school. Okay, you just leave school for a bit. Right, let's go again. Get away from it. Very good.
2 weeks of exams.
Let's do a quick exam. I think we'll end a quick exam. Let's have we'll do a little test. We'll do a control experiment. We'll do the uneducated people. The exam question is, it's not on the syllabus. That's not him, is it? Nowhere near 8 years. 5 altogether, so about 3.5 now. Very good. The exam question is, what's in the box? What's in the box? Anyone got a clue what's in the box? Tom, can you know what's in the box?
Items.
Items. What's in the box? Anyone want to guess what's in the box?
Spend 4 years dreaming.
Dreaming.
Oh.
What's in the box? What's in the box? Oh no, that's not the books. No, remember what there was? There was a little message here, and you were meant to read. You were meant to just that one. There's a panda in the book. Quite big letters. Quite big letters. It's not about panda. We're now in the dream sequence section of the show. It's not about panda. It's not about panda. The panda's it's a talking panda.
Stop listening to music.
Stop listening to music. Yeah, you said. Did he get right. Okay, so good. So dream sequence. It's talking panda.
China.
From China. Out of everything not to work, that works brilliantly. In your dream, you're now dreaming about a panda. You can ask him any question. You can say, do you have any hobbies?
Yes, well, I own a boat.
How do you own my boat? Boats are
Lots of fun.
not a lot of fun.
You should get a boat.
I'm not going to get a boat. I don't have time. We can ask him anything. Ask him anything at all. In your dream, John, I show. Just ask the panda a question. Ask the panda anything at all, John. Okay, but give us a hint of what it is. With all the frustration of the scar. So chill out. And then say something out loud, John. Say something.
What's your favourite food?
What's your favourite food? Well, we know that, haven't we? No. What's your favourite food?
Oh, that is a good question. That is a good question, but I'm terribly sorry, I literally have no idea.
Oh, he said because he's a panda. Because even though they eat a lot of bamboo, it's not a choice, it's just an instinct. So they wouldn't classify it as favourite. So that's
Sweet dreams.
Sweet
Bye.
That's a panda. I think that earns its place. Yes, very good, very good. They better be different. They better be different. That's good. Good leaves, good leaves, good leaves. Beauties. Beauties. Oh, you're still there, right? Go for the leaves. Go for the leaves. No, well, just the one. You don't get me 5 leaves. Yeah, I'll just have one.
Stop dreaming.
All right, you stop dreaming. Thank you very much. Are you good at sort of technology? Are you? What about you with your mates?
It's brilliant. No, you work for too.
You got an iPhone? You got an iPhone? You got an iPhone? Could you just turn it on, and in a couple of years, I want you to phone someone. So could you send them a text now saying you're going to call them, and make sure they're in? Is that all right?
Yeah.
What's your name? Right, so you're still going to sleep. Now, where's the facts? The 6 facts. So Margaret Thatcher slept for 4 hours every night. Saved 12 years. But Margaret Thatcher did spend 4 hours a day playing Tetris, so she wasted 12 hours. All mammals sleep. If you just let this wash over you, all mammals will just sort of drop the lead. All mammals sleep. All mammals sleep. All mammals sleep. Also, all mammals are 3D. Very modern. Very modern. Sloths sleep for 23 hours a day. One less than a desk. It's exactly one less than a desk. Mayflies live for only 17 hours, which means that a lot of mayflies go through their entire lives thinking that sloths are always asleep. Unfair. Ostriches don't sleep with their heads in the sand. This is a myth, urban myth. Ostriches don't sleep with their heads in the sand, but because people assume they're stupid because they're not. What they do, if you don't mind, John, I'm just going to sort of manipulate you. Ostrich position. So what they do, they just over we go. Right. Over we go. Well, not sort of. Just sort of that way. Over we go. All the way over, John. His legs up. His legs up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. And then you just sort of drape your neck on the ground. Right. That's what ostriches do. So what you'll notice, it looks like the ostrich has got his head buried under the sand. The marriage is over. The marriage is over. It looks like the head's under the sand, but it's not. It's just draped along the sand. That's why people thought. And they presumed they were stupid because of that. But they are. The ironic thing is, they are stupid. The ostrich's eyes are bigger than its brain. Which means that sometimes it looks at a crossword and thinks I can do that, but it can't. It's not nearly as clever. So you can go back to your human sleeping position, John. Right, so the marriage is over. So the question is, will we stay? I mean, I want to stay married. I want to be one of the O'Dares forever. So we'll do the paper, scissors, stone, and I'm going to do paper. Or am I? Yes. So we'll do on after 3. 1, 2, 3, and then above the heads. Come on, Mr. O'Dare. 1, 2, 3. Right, so The facts. Are you anywhere near sleep yet? No. It is too hot, isn't it? Clammy? Well, it might be. With Horne's new 24-year sleep system, I'm going to make people sleep for 24 years. Oh.
Please be prepared. In 2.5 years, you need to be on the phone for 2 years.
Okay, so who are you going to call?
Jill.
Jill, yeah. I think so. Duncan and Jill. Duncan will talk to Jill. So you've still got another couple of years before we do this. And what we'll do, Duncan, you've got to keep her on the phone for 2 years.
Okay.
That's the idea of this bit.
All right.
Okay, and I'll help you through that, Duncan. It's like a call centre. I'll tell you what to say. Which is where we start. So we'll start off with a traditional hello, like that. And depending on what she says, so say if she says, what? Is Jill like that? No, Jill's not like that. She'll say hello, Then you say, it's Duncan. And then you'll have a sort of choice of response. Okay, so okay, so you've just got to keep that going for 2 years if you can. Have you got a speakerphone function?
Yes.
Perfect. I'm tempted to sort of get this microphone over to you, but I'm not tempted anymore. So I'm not going to because of the start. So yeah, got about another 6 months. So we'll do a little bit on sleeping. Because 24 years, we sleep for 24 years because it seems unlikely, but people do, well not people, animals do hibernate. I thought hibernation was an urban myth. People hibernate. I've got a tortoise, or I had a tortoise. I really didn't think it would hibernate, but we put it in the shed in a box in October, and it went to sleep. And we got it up in April. It's still asleep now. Unbelievable. So, but with this system, you wouldn't see any people getting older. You wouldn't see any men getting older. They'd go to sleep at 50, wake up at 74, old, and you'd miss out that process. I think that'd be nice. Women will do it the other way, because women, other people will probably touch on this, but women are different from men, Tom. And women would go backwards. Women would wake up and they'd start at Z, so they'd immediately be able to walk and talk. Then they go to sleep for 24 years and wake up and go shopping. So it works better for them. And they end up 7 years in the bathroom, sort of doing the makeup before the death. And that's that's fine in 1 second. Okay, you ready, Duncan?
Yes.
And that's fine because you should make an effort before you die. Because when people dig you up, we'll come back and say, right, good luck, Duncan. Good luck, yeah. Lara, you Karen. 2 years of this.
Spend 2 years on the telephone.
This is Kaz.
We're going to get someone. Try someone else. We're 69 years old. We're 2 years behind schedule. Who are you going to call now? Maybe someone not called Jill or Cam. Maybe Tony or something like that? Frank? Just someone, you know, normal. Who? Tris?
Tris.
You're going to have to send us to Tris for 2 years. Brilliant. Sorry, don't. No. Come on, Tris.
Hello. It's Duncan.
I know it is.
I've just called you on the phone.
Well, that's why I know who it is.
So what are you doing right this minute?
I'm just eating a nice fry.
Cool. And what are you wearing?
I'll wear pants. Am I going to start
Can I ask you a question?
What are you wearing? Are you in a
What's in the box? What's in the box? What do you reckon is inside the box? You know the box.
Hang on a minute, mate. You're some acting class.
There's a panda in the box.
Oh, you are right,
Anyway, enough about the box. I've got something really important to tell you. Tris,
Yeah?
what are you really doing right now? What are you doing?
I think you've got about another year and a half, so I didn't press play again.
How's after, Tris?
I mean, it doesn't now classify as entertainment. 5 seconds left, 5 seconds left.
I'm going to hand you over to Claire.
Don't press play. Well, you're done, Too many applause for Tris. Tris, he's got all sorts of problems. You shouldn't really applaud a man like that. So was he wanking? Was he wanking or just about to? He's still going. So, 4 more years asleep, what are we going to do? Yeah, death, very briefly touch on death, and then Uncle Joe, and then we should be done. I think that's about right. So Uncle Joe, we spent a lot of time, we didn't say a lot to me, Uncle Joe. He used to sing to me. And let's not do death. Well, my idea with death. John? No, 4 more years. 4 years. Think of the panda. So I want to be buried at sort of an angle. I want to be hammered in like a tent peg, just in case it's what we do. Hammered in like a tent peg, and then it's a crazy golf hole on top, and the full Eden poster on the thing. So that's fine. That's my day. And Uncle Joe, very quick. Uncle Joe. So he got this ostrich, and it laid an egg. A miracle happened. It laid an egg. It was a female, and it laid an egg, and he was overjoyed. I was with him at the time. It was amazing. And then we had to go shopping. He said, Alex, we need to get some egg equipment. I had to go out to get egg equipment, because he was a man who, like me, liked soft-boiled eggs, but he didn't tap to break the shell, he sliced. And you can't just slice through an ostrich egg, you have to get an axe. So we got an axe. We went to the only time I've ever bought an axe, it was terrifying. We went to get an axe. I thought you'd have to have some sort of certificate to get an axe, but you don't. You can get in to the shop, and they'll say, yes, here's an axe. And we got this axe. It was a huge axe, far too big. There was no bag big enough to put the axe in. So we had to walk around for the rest of the trip with an axe. And this is the way to shop. We were just strolling around Norwich, holding this axe, and everyone was just scarpering. It was a brilliant way to shop. The axe on one side, the ostrich, and the ostrich was always with him. So it was the ostrich, the axe.
No more sitting.
We didn't have a find. We got the axe, we got the ladle, we got the. I'll be back. The stars are out, the moon is up. It's time to go to bed. It's the last sort of ditch attempt to get John to sleep. I'm so glad you found a place to lay your little head on a multi-man. Have a deep and peaceful sleep. I'm just patting his head. Dream away the hours. Need a prop. When you wake, the sun will come to smile upon the flowers. It's tender. Go to sleep, my little friend, beneath the evening star. You will always have a friend, no matter where you are.
Talk for 2.5 years.
Oh yeah, you're done. 2 claps more. That's it. Back to your seat. Just stagger back to your seat. Stagger back to your sort of resting bench. So, got the ladle, got the saucepan, got the axe, couldn't get the last thing, spent the last years of baby, couldn't find this last thing, and he spent the last years of his life shopping with an axe and an ostrich. He became known. Words do you think you say? We're talking now, how many words do you think you say? In total, how many words do you think you say? Same rhythm as before, words do you say? 900 million? 123 million words! A lot, but not as much as that. 900 million. 123 million, that's how much we do. 123 million words in our lifetime. Sounds like a lot. That's what men do. Women do double. Women do exactly double, but they tend to repeat themselves, so it levels out. That's again, it's science, and it sounds like a lot, I think, 123 million, but when you break that down, that's 189 words per hour. Not that much. But then when you break that up again, that's 1 word every 20 minutes. So women do 1 word every 10 minutes. And again, if you've got a microwave, which made some sort of a noise every 10 minutes, that's pretty irritating. So I think better to do all your talking in 1 3-year burst at the age of 74. That's a much better way to do your talking, because at that age you know what to say, you've got things to talk about. Finally, you won't get messed up, you've got things to talk about. You can talk about the sleep, you can talk about your wonderful, I think best to choose not to at this stage. I think we can talk about the shopping trip that we barely did with the uncle who didn't ever find the last thing he was looking for, but he always shopped with an act. Because this is me talking to my wife, going the other way, of course. My children. It's important to talk. It is important to talk. Talking brings people together, and I think we've come closer together tonight. We've chatted, we've come closer. So we're going to do a little experiment now to see if we are thinking as one person, if we are thinking as Tom. So listen to the instructions, try to follow it. I think we'll see, hopefully, that we are all
Spend 4.5 months thinking. Okay, everybody think of a number between 1 and 79.
You do this as well. So 1 and 79. Everyone think? Okay, let's go for the painter. Number between 1 and 79. 32. There's 1 at school. 32. The music one. Tom? 23. Well, it's near, isn't it? It's near.
For 2 years.
Oh, you can have a go in a minute. You almost got everything right there. But...
Well, I was thinking of the number 32.
32, everyone thinks that we all come together, and that sort of works. So, we're now walking. At the end of our lives, when you're nearly at your death, this is when you start walking. Because we traditionally, as mammals, we walk late, but not this way. I think we should walk this way. I think the final years of your life, you should be walking on the streets, and everyone should be watching you from their windows, clapping and cheering, and you wouldn't say anything at this point. You've done your talking. You'll just occasionally wave and whistle, but that's it. You'll just be walking, proudly walking like salmon with legs. You'll be walking like salmon, like old salmon with legs, walking back to your home, where you were born. You'll be drifting back to where you were born. You'll meet up with all the other people who were born in the same place at the same time as you, and you drift back together in these shoals of old people, just walking back to where you were born. This is inspired by my Uncle Joe, who died this year. He died at the age of 79 this year, and right to his death he was walking with his ostrich and his axe. He was walking, and just before he died he sent me this box. This is what he left me, this box. And inside the box there wasn't a panda, and there wasn't peanut butter. There was a note. There was a note which said, "Dear Alex, I finally found what I was looking for on that shopping trip," which he didn't get quite around to explaining, but I finally found what I was looking for, and I want you to have it, I want you to keep it, I want you to use it every day, because it's beautiful. And inside there was this hourglass, which there was still a few grains of sand left in, but there's technical problems as well. So there's this hourglass, and there was a little note on it which said, "Fill 1 vat up with boiling water, add 1 ostrich egg, turn this over, and when the final grain of sand trickles through the hole," and at this point the final one would be, so it'd be pretty good, "you'll have 1 perfect soft-boiled egg."
For a fortnight.
Thank you very much, good night.
And for a week.
Done.
And the boy said, "Daddy, there's a million pigeons waiting to be hooked on new religions. Hit the road, Daddy, you come along right. Spread the religion of the rhythm of life. Now the rhythm of life is a powerful beat. With a tickle in your fingers and a tickle in your feet. Rhythm in your bedroom, rhythm in the street. Yes, the rhythm of life is a powerful beat. Rhythm of life. You feel the powerful beat. You feel the tickle in your fingers. You feel the power in your feet. Daddy's read the gospel in Milwaukee. He's walkie-talkie to Rocky Ridge. He was way to Canton, then to Scranton, till he landed under the Manhattan Bridge. Daddy was a new sensation, got inside a congregation, built up quite an operation down below. Down below! Daddy was a new sensation, got inside a congregation, quite an operation down below. And the rhythm of life is a powerful beat. Puts a tingle in your fingers and a tingle in your feet. Rhythm in your bedroom, rhythm in the street. Yes, the rhythm of life is a powerful beat. To feel the rhythm of life, to feel that powerful beat, to feel the tingle in your fingers, to feel the tingle in your feet.
Are you ready? Very drunk. Oh, good. No, I'm all right. You've already got one, but I've also got one there. But thank you. Oh, really, really drunk, aren't you?
Yeah, I should
Oh, thank you for
That's a special.
Yeah, you drilled very well. Thanks. Wow, yeah, you did well. Are you all right? Okay, is she here? Very good on the line, Tony.
Oh, well done, that's great.
Oh, thank you.
Really, really good.
Oh, do you want your